it's Monday morning for me. So it's the 5th, not the 5th, not the 6th, the 5th of October. We're all the way in October now. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. But, that's how fast live moves, I guess. So let me just double check that everything's live. We're all good. And we're going to talk a little bit about crypto today. It's not too much happening. So I think the market's kind of sentiment has drastically shifted. If you really look at sentiment throughout the last 2 weeks, you can see we're shifting from extreme greed to starting to have some form of caution. So is that the sign of an impending bear market, or do we think that this is one of the kind of the breaks that we have between two extremely strong bull markets? This is something that we actually saw in 2017 too, where everything just went up crazy and then it just calmed down, and then a second wave came and I was like, bam. So anyways, we'll talk a little bit about the markets. We'll talk a little bit about the whole yield farming situation. Frankly speaking, this weekend, I did take a break. I think a lot of people were actually quite surprised. They're like, oh, you're one of the OG yield farmers. I saw this on my comment. You're one of the OG yield farmers. You should be paying most attention right now. Some angry finger pointing. You started being degenerate first, and now why are you backing down? Why are you cautious? Anyways, that was pretty much a lot of the comments this weekend. People were trying really hard to be aggressive, but this is when, for me personally, that kind of reverse psychology comes in, and you're like, you know what, there's so many scams on the marketplace right now, and we've seen kind of signs of that. There's so many projects I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I did not even touch that. Like, you just see that, like a giant red arrow down 70%. I'm like, you know what, thanks, thank you. We do not do that here. And I think this is a situation where there's a lot of projects that are tempting people right now to be overly aggressive. And this is when, and more, not just overly aggressive, but there are some outright scams this weekend too. I was glancing the Telegram group and people were just reporting scam after scam, where various farming projects were outright stealing people's tokens, or they were breaching their MetaMask accounts and compromising said accounts. And there was one instance as well where previously approved contracts can start stealing tokens. I mean, holy crap, like the number of scams have drastically increased in this space. So we got to be on our toes. We got to be more cautious right now. This is the time when everyone is greedy, or when the greed wave is mostly at its end. You got to be extremely cautious because of the increased number of scams, the increased number of rug pulls. I mean, everything is a rug pull these days. I mean, apparently. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about everything, and yeah, why not? So yeah, that's pretty much today's episode. I'm going to take it a little bit easy today. I'll be honest with you guys. I did not aggressively look at crypto this weekend. So this is a weekend where I just said, you know what, it's a holiday over here. Apparently there's 2 days holiday, so it's Mid-Autumn Festival, and then it's National Day, and then 2 days of holiday. So instead of taking 4 days, I took 2 days off. So pretty much this weekend I was just off. I'm just like, you know what, I needed a break. I needed a break so bad, and finally had some life, and that was great. And just this morning as well, just like, got back to the office after 2 days of not being here. I have to water my plants, making sure my plants don't die. So I'm just like carefully eyeing my fern over there. I'm like, don't die, please. Please don't die. Please don't die. It was only 2 days. So anyways, there you go. Vodka Cranberry, thank you so much for a donation. Just want to let you know the shorting Tomo on FTS strategy spoke last time has one really big catch. The hourly funding rate is a huge killer. Absolutely. I'm paying like around $20 to $40 per hour on the funding rates. You still make a profit in the end, but hedging your bets is so the strategy here would be, you hedge your bets. So basically, when you're farming, you can hedge it in such a way that you short the asset at the same time, so you really have no exposure to the underlying asset. So that's kind of the strategy to deploy. But the downside, the catch of this is that, of course, you're paying funding rates, and those funding rates could almost eat up 80 to 90% of your profits from that farm. So, well, not exactly. I'll talk about the Tomo farm situation. I'll talk about how I set that up, and I'll talk about what you really get in the end. You don't get immediate results, but you get something different. I'll talk all about that in a sec as well. So guys, everything here covered here is my personal opinion, as you guys know. not financial advice. So we're gonna discuss a few things. I'm still farming, obviously, and it was kind of funny because like this weekend I was trying to like, I'm like, okay, how much do I really need to spend per day? And I was kind of calculating it and calculate how much I need to farm. I'm like, man, still farming is still pretty awesome. Let's just be honest here. I doubt I can spend like unless I'm buying something ridiculous expensive. Like if you're doing average everyday expenditure, you'll never be able to spend how much you get farmed per day. Like that's the crazy part about it. Like there are some great days when you find a great new farm and you get like the 1,000, 2,000% APY and you're like, bam, you hit the jackpot. Like as long as your funds are protected, as long as you don't get destroyed by pool 1 or pool 2 or one actually pool 2, if you don't get destroyed by excess greed, you're actually in a good position. So I'm still very grateful to be in crypto. Yes, I'm still looking at farming opportunities, but yet again, it's a lot more strategic now, and I'm not going into any random farm. I'm taking the farms with the best yields and creating a kind of hedged position on that. And that is a strategy going forward for me at the very least. So anyways, that's good. All right, and then before we start, guys, I'll just tell you a little bit about my podcast. That seems to be like the ongoing thing that I've been doing these days. But the podcast we recently upgraded with the NFT video. We still have like a whole backlog of videos to upload. I know. I've been promising you guys for the longest amount of time, but there's gonna be more coming as well. And we have an interview this week so one was Non-Son with Oasis, and Oasis has something called Paratime, which is kind of crazy. So just a whole new way of doing, yet again, it's not blockchain, but it's something else. And just segmenting that off and allowing private compute. That's crazy. That's coming up very soon on the podcast and on this channel, obviously. And then we have also, who else is that? We have Plutus. So they have the card. They sent me the card already. So these guys here, I have no idea where my card went, but these guys are doing a European a debit card, which allows you not just a debit card, but it allows you to connect your debit account so you have account and crypto all in one device, which is crazy. I think like if you just talk about this right now, it's just like crypto has made some huge leaps and gains over the past few years. I mean, it's been here since 2012. This would have been unimaginable in 2012. But yet here we are at the stage where we're integrating our traditional centralized finance to decentralized finance whilst keeping our decentralized keys and getting a decentralized exchange on top of it. Like, come on, guys. Like, this is insane. So there's so much that's happening. I think that infrastructure being built for the next wave of people coming in. Anyways, all that on the Box Mining podcast. New episodes coming up soon. So yeah, I'll send that in there as well. And being this a Monday episode, guys, make sure you smash up those likes. It really does help the channel grow. I know I'm sick of begging this too, but you know, it does help. But by the way, guys, we're also opening up the Telegram group. Everyone was asking about the Telegram group. So the way it works, or the way it actually used to work, I'm going to start changing it very soon, is that on Mondays, we do the Telegram group. We open it up to new people. The group is free to join, but because of the number of spammers that we've been getting, we've been basically closing off the group in order to kind of increase the quality of discussion on that group. And that's been working really, really well. So over the past few weeks, that group has been all about sharing information, putting out actual facts and information and something to make a good judgment on. So that has been absolutely great. I'm really thankful for everyone on the group. We're going to open it up for one last time this week. And then in the future, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Discord as kind of a feeder. So we're going to use Discord first, and then kind of you can get promoted to this group. That way it just makes some admin process a little bit easier. I'm trying to find a little bit of a way to make my, the admin life a little bit easier. We've been quite aggressive the past few weeks with the admin for this group. It's mostly because, yet again, it's a situation where we want to have very high quality discussion. I think a lot of people have been asking me about, how is it worth getting into something like Duck DAO? So one of the DAO groups there, they have like 4 Telegram, actually not probably 4 tiers of Telegram groups. Excuse me. But people are asking me that, like, is it worth going to? Absolutely. For that information. Is it worth getting into the Box Mining group? Absolutely. For that information. And this group is absolutely free. So anyways, yeah, so those groups like paid, but I think it's absolutely great to get every sort of information you can in this space, especially from different kind of segments of the world, I guess. That would be important. Like you have like the gem hunter segment, I would say. Like gem hunters are like, they love the newest project, whether they're talking about core or some crazy ass, gems, orbs, whatever. I don't know, man. Like this weekend, I didn't catch up. So, I'm pretty out of it already. But from the earliest segment to the medium segment to the long-term segment, you got to be able to understand the whole of crypto to figure out how the ecosystem is going. And that information dictates a lot of what I do. So anyways, that's my show. Anyways, box mining group is super worth getting into. So that's pretty much it. So right now we have, the Discord is DGen chat, and the Telegram equals the sirs and madams. Tip of the hat to you, kind of. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, we'll be hitting up the DGen. We actually have a DGen section on the Discord group. So that's where it will be the most kind of degenerate. It will be most crazy. Talk about anything you want. Don't care, don't mind. But on a Telegram group, it will be definitely, more structured in such a way that if you want to talk about a project, you have to declare your entry price. You have to tell, what's kind of why you're interested in it. You have to prove that it's worthy of discussion. Whilst for the DGen chat, it just anything goes. So anyways, that's kind of the world as we see it. Anyways, let's go straight into the markets. Let's go to the markets. Let's take a look. So absolutely almost nothing happened this weekend. All right, absolutely nothing happened. So this weekend was just like boring. Move along, folks. Move along. Ethereum, almost nothing happened. Let's just take a look at the 7 days. So this is great for narration because obviously we got double hammer happening on Friday. So Friday was a double hammer. All of a sudden we have the CTFC attacking BitMEX. Do you guys remember that? It feels like an eon ago. CTFC attacks BitMEX. So we kind of read the article on Fridays. Very quick summary. They put out a lawsuit against BitMEX, but at the same time, it's working in conjunction with the Department of Justice, DOJ as well. So that's why they had made the first arrest. The CTO of BitMEX got arrested because he was in the US. The rest, like Arthur Hayes, etc., they're not there. They're somewhere else in the world. So that's why they're not immediately arrested. So in this case, it's going to be definitely long drawn out case. It's also the CTFC saying, you know what, guys, let's be reasonable here. So they're trying to attack this whole cryptocurrency space. It's good and bad. I talked all about it on Monday, on Friday's episode. I definitely see that it's unfair because at the end of the day, crypto presents a new way to do finance. Instead of being stuck to that traditional centralized finance, which is outright corrupt and outright money laundering. I mean, if you ever just search, HSBC fine for money laundering or JP Morgan fine, you'll see a million cases that has been proven that they're fine and nobody goes to jail. So this is like what's broken about centralized finance. Of course, CTFC strong arms and tries to remove decentralized finance, but we all know that this actually presents one of the most innovative spaces in the world. So anyways, that's my pitch for you guys. But yeah, that was one of the hammers that went down. BitMEX, bam. And then second of all, Trump gets COVID, bam. So apparently, I don't know why Trump has COVID, has such a big factor on the whole cryptocurrency ecosystem. But yeah, Trump has COVID, bam. And all of a sudden, we're kind of recovering over the weekend. So we have this kind of almost this phase where we're recovering from these two big hits on the market. And this hit was actually like on both Bitcoin and on Ethereum. So if you look at this 7-day chart as well, you can see the almost exact same pattern. So right now, it's extremely clear that crypto prices are dictated by real world events, and all crypto, even though they're completely separate in terms of kind of what they're trying to do. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum it's almost like oranges and apples and oranges, that like Bitcoin being a store of value, it's not smart, it's dumb. It doesn't allow many forms of smart contracts, but Ethereum being Turing complete allows so many decentralized applications. That's where DeFi is being based, but market don't care. That's just kind of something we have to deal with right now. The market still views crypto as a whole segment. So yeah, that's why we kind of see this whole pattern. You can see that pattern pretty much on almost 50 to 60% of the coins having this insane pattern where fear was on the market, and now we are recovering slightly. Some recovering faster than others. So if you look at the past 24 hours, wow, Celsius network up 10%, Zilliqa XRP up. We have YFValue bouncing back. It was kind of funny to look at all the drama that happened on this week. So apparently, people are very, very careful. There's lots of people stalking other people's accounts. So on this weekend, I saw that the Blue Kirby sold some of his YFValue, and all of a sudden people were freaked out. It's like, oh my God, you sold. Oh my God, this is so funny. This is so crypto. But, I love you guys. We love you guys. So that's pretty much life. But yeah, so one sell order can send the market into an entire frenzy, and that's why we see the recovery, but also the big ass dump as well. So right now, definitely, if you just look at the past 24 hours and the past 7 days as well, overall, especially the past 24 days, DeFi is still taking a dump. I mean, the flagship of DeFi, still YFValue, it's still taking a dump. So past 24 hours has been good. We got the little bounce, but over the past 7 days, YFValue lost 36% of its value. It's crazy. UMA, same thing, Thorchain. So we still have quite a few pullbacks on DeFi at this current point. So yet again, we have to be a little bit careful. It's quite surprising. Binance coin is actually up quite a bit as well. So very, very interesting dynamic that's going on. There's a lot more caution on the markets now. So back in the day when we were looking at, the past 24 hours or something like that, like around a month ago, if you guys still remember, if you guys are still around, this is the crypto short-term memory, short-term everything sort of thing. It's like we have insane burnouts. But if you've been around for the past month or so, I've been around for many years, but the past month or so, we had these insane 24-hour spikes where, if you look at 24 hours, extremely interesting because you have something like 20% sometimes back in the day, but now in terms of the kind of crazy growth, we don't see as much anymore. You see, you can see 10% on Celsius, but it's not like a stack of stuff in the double digits anymore. So it's like we're bouncing back. We have caution right now, and I think this is overall great for the market. It's something that the market really desperately needed. It's like that breath of air. Because during the insanity times, during the early days of August and of September, it was outright crazy. People were just like blindly shooting and buying everything, right? It didn't matter. It just all it matters is, does it have hype? Yes, if it has hype, go for it. That was the kind of the psychology going forward. But now we're a lot more cautious. We're always looking. I don't think we're always, and you always also see that divide as well. I feel like you have the people like moving to the people who were cautious move more towards cautious. So that's kind of one overall trend. So people who are in DeFi, they made their money like a little bit like me, like we farmed YFValue like crazy. That rode the wave up, YFValue, and then Cream a little bit. I'll talk about Cream in a sec as well. But the insane yields of yield farming, I mean, those 1,000 APY% days, that was very, very enjoyable. And then I will move more towards a cautious end because obviously I need to protect my positions, right? Made these gains, I don't want to lose them. I don't want to gamble them. They were very, very solid. Like it was almost like risk-free to get these gains, so that was great. But then we also have the other side too, the slide to the other side, where people who wanted to gamble, people who want to have this intense, exciting action, that side is also getting more extreme as well. So we had like insane kind of hypes. I mean, if you guys remember for a week ago, like many was pushing me on this channel, right? There was like an insane push. Like many was saying, oh, talk about many. And we've later found out the reason why this was the case was because the many Telegram group, the many community had a bounty. They literally were being paid to come on this live chat to talk good about many. So anyways, I'm still a little bit pissed about that anyways, but that kind of insanity, the insane spikes, the insane amount of gambling there, that's still happening right now. And then yet again, we have Core as well. Everyone was talking about Core and getting angry because I wasn't really talking about Core that much. But yeah, Core is yet another one of those kind of projects where you almost dial up the community building and also the Ponzi-nomics to the highest point. I want to make a correction for everyone who's drastically into Core. So Core has a lot of promises on its white paper to build vaults, etc. But yet again, this is a situation where it's extremely speculative because we have no idea if they are building that or not, or what's the progress of that, because there's no code out. There's no, at least when I checked last Friday. Okay, so just let me stop blabbing about that. But this is a point where I'm just taking a backseat. I'm just like, I love to see this space grow, but at the same time, I'm trying to protect myself from insanity. So we see that shift. So I'm kind of shifted a little bit more to kind of those more stable farms, setting up a kind of hedged position when I'm farming, so I don't expose myself to excessive amounts of risk. And then at the same side, we see parts of the community, that the very loud part of the community, that's going straight into this crazy insanity. And I don't think that's bad. I think that's for some people, but if you're in it for like every single hour, just looking up on what's happening in crypto, I think that can be still very profitable. But at the same time, you just have to be there. So you just have to select when you want to go into that whole degen insanity, which I might do this week, but we'll have to see in terms of time allowance. But you have to, that's the kind of the minute by minute trading. Whilst for me, I'm trying to move overall the largest portions of my funds towards more stable assets and just kind of being more cautious and looking for the better discounts in this space. So anyways, that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents going forward. And guys, by the way, guys, make sure you smash up the likes. It's been a little bit crazy for these few weeks, so to definitely appreciate. We have 355 people here, and definitely appreciate the likes and the thumbs ups. Really does help, by the way. So anyway, so people, Shobo Baggins says Cream. So yeah, Cream took quite a big dump. I think a lot of the mining coins took a dump, and Cream still has not found strong support yet. So it's been hitting hard. It's one of my, unfortunately, it was one of the farms that I went into quite heavily, and also went into the pool 2s in there. So basically, it shot up to 200%, which was $200, which is great. And the APY here was 1,000%. So I made a lot of money here, but also I rode the wave up, which is great. Happy days. And I rode it down, and it keeps going down. It still has not really found a support yet. And that's one of the coins I kind of regret not moving out. I feel like this is a situation I had sentimental attachment, and I should have moved more funds out. And I feel like they're doing a lot. Like I kept looking at what they're doing in terms of, if you look at Cream, they're actually doing quite a lot right now. They have their swaps, they have basically their exchange, which is based on balancer. They have their swaps, which is kind of based on curve, but a lot more than that. Creamy swap is a lot more. And then they also have their pools as well. So they have their so you have the pools, you have the swaps, and then you have the crazy lending stuff that we're seeing. So yeah, sorry, I wasn't understanding. Okay, so Creamy Swap is kind of like Curve, but better, with kind of the black hole type of structure where they have more liquidity. And then we have the lending platform, which is the kind of the compound. And also, I'm still saving on Cream. I see no reason why not. In fact, I moved my Bitcoin onto Cream too. Let me just enter my password in. But anyway, so move some of my Bitcoin onto Cream, mostly because Bitcoin has a pretty good rate. So it's 11% for your Bitcoin. Since my Bitcoin's not doing anything, I moved Bitcoin to rent Bitcoin and did that here. There is more risk, of course, but you get 11% APY on that. So anyways, it's kind of an interesting dynamic right now. I feel like a lot of the coins are being massively utilized. Like all these coins are being massively utilized for farming. That's why some of these rates are extremely high here. It's crazy. MTA is at 100%. Wow, that's insane. But anyway, so that's kind of the current situation with Cream. And unfortunately, it did write down, but I feel like they did a lot to justify having value. So that's my 2 cents there. I'm still there. We got questions on YFV. So YFV, I think, is actually stabilizing a lot now. So they've actually aggressively pushed out a lot more development roadmap. So a lot has changed since I first talked about it. So you have YFValue and YFV there. So I still have funds there. I'm still farming it, but with more rare coins. That's kind of always my take on it. So being in the, let's see, the REN pool, the KNC pool, and the LEN pool. So all of these have almost kind of 80 to 90%. It's nowhere near as good as before. I mean, before I was raving about it because you got 600% APY, which is 6 times more than what we have right now, but still good, relatively good in this current climate as of now. The biggest farm I did set up is Lua swap, so that was kind of the weekend job. It was a pain setting this up. So I started up with small amounts here and then I aggressively ramped it up. So Lua swap, your APY is okay. So this is where there's a lot of caveats. So first of all, I definitely avoided this one. It says hot on it, but if you are exposed to Lua, which you can't de-risk for that. You can't hedge your position on that. So I completely just ignore that, first of all. And then when I set these ones up, so I'm in Tomo ETH and Tomo USD. So the way I set it up is that these rewards are great, but I didn't want to have too much Tomo exposure. So when I bought Tomo, I also shorted it on FTX. And this is where some people are like, okay, it's not as good as it seems. So let's just see Tomo here, Tomo. Because obviously a lot of people are doing the same thing as well. All right, this is very, very clear. So you can see that with the perpetual futures on FTX, you see that there's a gap here. So when you buy it, it's at 9.1, but when you short it, it's at 9.0. And there's a little gap here. And the gap, they're trying to force it to be as close or smallest gap as possible by doing something called funding rate. This is something where when you place a short, every hour, you're gonna start paying 0.059, so 0.6% per hour, right? For having that position. So you multiply that by 24 and you get around 1.4%, and you times that by 365. That's how much the APY is. It's actually really high. So it's actually like 518% APY to do this. So it's quite costly. It's actually very costly. It's much more expensive than a bank loan, right? So is it smaller than this number? Yes, it is, but that's why I'm doing it. And also because you're pairing it up, you also have double the amount, right? So you have 1-to-1 ratio of Tomo to ETH. So technically speaking, you get the ETH you get for free, right? Or as long as you want to have exposure to ETH. So it's still profitable, but it does cut into your yield. And the other reason why I say it cuts into the yield is because the Tomo gains are actually divided by 4. So this is where all the math comes in. So you immediately get this APY, but the rest of the APY is locked in a linear contract. Once the distribution ends, they will start distributing that over a year. So this is why it seems like the APY is huge for Tomo and it seems immediately profitable, but it is not as profitable. So we just did the math just now. So roughly speaking, your APY is around 498, which is a little bit less. So just remember that this number is just for Tomo. So just have that when you want to go into the position. So it's still worthwhile to create a hedge position on Tomo. So if you have that, that means that you're paying around 259% and you're gaining around 498% plus, of course, the linear, the locked portions. Anyways, that's way more maths than I should have been doing on channel, but not financial advice, of course, but that's the kind of a math that I go through to calculate if a position is profitable, and we just calculated that it is. So you're taking immediate gains of roughly so 140% in terms of immediate gains, and also in terms of long-term gains, because you get Lua in the long term, that could be worth something in the future as well. But Lua could be very volatile, just saying. Lua has been, because of the way these coins are being distributed, it's heavily inflationary. We're still in a state of heavy inflation. This is why I didn't touch Lua. You can see the graph is just going down. So during the heavy inflation phase, I don't really touch Lua. I just sell it every kind of half a day. And because I've already have the locked portions of Lua, so 75% is locked, right? So I'm still exposed if I ever want to be exposed in that situation. So it's a situation where I just 100% market sell Lua. Sorry guys, if you guys are Lua fans. So vodka cranberry says, do they screenshot and send out later? No, you just collect it immediately. So you just harvest it whenever you can. And this is why I'm always a little bit late for the live streams on Mondays. It's because I wake up and the gas prices are very low when I wake up. So just when I wake up, the gas prices can be like 50 or 40 gwei. And then now the gas prices increase. So like you're just kind of all playing on these costs, right? So they're increased to 75 right now. When I first woke up, it was like around 45. So it's like, yeah, you're paying 40% less for gas at the early mornings. That's kind of the case right now. So Stephen Nagel, thank you so much for a donation, but please be careful with all the promotions out there. When we generally talk about promotions, please do tell people what you enter at and if there are any safety concerns as well. Recently, I'm definitely not clicking on any links people send me unless I'm using a different computer, because recently there have been kind of links that are like malicious projects are trying to breach or maybe contain dangerous objects in when you link people. So I've been trying to use another computer to browse the internet almost, and on another network. That's how paranoid I am. I know maybe it's a little bit too overkill paranoid, but it's better to be safe than sorry. I've been sorry so many times in crypto. It is definitely not worth it. So thank you so much for the donations. Definitely tell us where your positions are, if it's safe. If you looked at the security checks on the address, that would be cool. All right, so that's pretty much it for farming. I mean, I'm still farming a lot of stuff. I'm still in YFE. I'm still in Tomo. I'm still in sushi, for God's sakes. I'm still in sushi. There's still gains there. I'm still in Swerve. Like, there are just some farms that I set up and I just didn't bother. If they're still giving me like 20-30% APY, I'm like, you know what? You set that up there. In terms of overall with Tomo, that was my biggest project where I moved funds, stagnant funds, and just start farming Tomo using the USDT pair. So like that's the honest truth. Just because it has a USDT and a USDC pair, I was able to move my stable coins there and start farming Tomo with Tomo USDC with a hedge position on FTX. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now, being smart farming. Smart farming is farming 2.0, so to speak. Anyways, that's pretty much it for what I wanted to cover. I'll take a quick look at the news, actually. Coin. We're still here. Yeah, not too much. Eurozone considers a further digital currency study. Oh my god, digital euro coming soon. Oh my god. Okay, cryptocurrencies to watch this week. We got VET up there, ADA, XMR, Atom, Bitcoin, obviously. We got SEC versus Kick. Okay, so I'm just reading the headlines, just kind of updating. You kind of see that with articles is mostly sensationalist. That's kind of funny. There was a Vitalik article about how Ethereum wasn't going to scale. This is where you have to be very careful with reading articles. Like Vitalik was pretty angry about it because when they took his quotes, they took him out of context, right? So this led to a situation where it says, oh yes, oh this one. Vitalik Buterin says Ethereum's nearly unusable for many app types. Oh my god. And then Vitalik was angry. Stuff like this is why politicians are so frequently cagey or not honest. Myth. I learned to accept that crypto media is going to selectively soundbite me no matter what I do, and my current approach is to just ignore it. So it's a situation where when you're reading crypto news right now, you have to be so careful because this happened not just to Vitalik, but to Andre Krone as well. So Andre, who did YFValue, they quoted him. They selectively quoted him and said, "Oh, he's downright broke. He's out of money. He wants to abandon YFValue." Remember that time when the news and media was just absolutely crazy? But anyway, so they selectively quoted him. He got, he wrote a whole article about how it was very, very dishonest of journalism. It's dishonest journalism to create that sensation, right? You see these big headlines, Ethereum nearly unusable. Oh my God. But anyways, it's a situation where you just have to get used to reading crypto media and then just rolling your eyes whenever you see something sensationalist like that, and then look up what the guy actually said, and that's how to read. That's how to read crypto. PH.M says box mining carry about $2 of extra gas for farming his 100 KLP pools. All right, first of all, we never say quantities on this channel. Second of all, yes, I do care because of how many transactions I'm doing, right? Like, you think it's just 1 or 2 transactions, but it's actually not. You're collecting your Lua, you're selling your Lua, you have 3 different pools on your Lua, then you're trying to transfer transactions in, you're adding liquidity to that pool as well, and then you have a bunch of other farms too. So I'm like doing like 50 transactions, right? So yes, I'm a cheap ass. All right, so 50 transactions, maybe it's like $4 of fees, $400 right there, right? So, or oh, that's really bad math. So 50 transactions, $4 per transactions, $200 of fees. Yes, I can still do math. All right, I can still do math. Arithmetic. I'm still okay. I'm an Asian. I have Asian blood heritage. Just joking. I'm gonna stop being racist. But yeah, just roughly, it still matters to me. I mean, $200 can buy Flight Simulator. I was like pondering if I should buy Flight Simulator this week. It's like it's $69. I'm like, should I buy it? Should I buy premium? Should I buy like year set to fly airplanes? Am I really that interested in flying airplanes? Like I still wonder for these things. $60 is a lot, man. All right, cool. So that's pretty much it for this episode. I think the news side is not too much out there. Yeah, let's do giveaways. I think we do the NFT thing, the NFT giveaway every time this week. So the way it works, I've got these engine NFTs. You know how NFTs are super hot this week or last week or the week before that, or all the weeks there. But anyways, NFTs are pretty hot. I made these ages ago. I still personally think, being the stubborn person that I am, maybe I'm not the best artist, that's why. But anyways, we got this collectible box mining art. This is drawn and with help from the engine team. So we have the original box mining NFT that's always been around, and we give these out for absolutely free. Right, I still feel like it's not worth it charging people thousands of dollars for NFTs, but that's current trend. I gotta stop being stubborn. Also, I still feel I'm still sticking to my ways of just doing giveaways. So, put your ETH address down. We're gonna pick 2 people to give away these NFTs, so we do it every Monday. So let's do that for the Monday giveaway. So yes, just throw in your Ethereum address. We're gonna send you those ERC 1155s over there. Maybe we'll look into more stuff. I mean, NFTs have been recently very open to all that's out there. Digital art, that's pretty cool. After that debate with Yatsu from Rev, very, very eye-opening as to how much NFT space has been growing. And something that I didn't realize right at the start was I'm like, who would pay for this digital art? But the problem is, if people are willing to pay, I should encourage it, because it promotes the growth of this medium, right? I shouldn't be like, it's not worth $1,000 to have a GIF and picture on your phone. You know what? If it's worth it, if someone's willing to pay for it, go for it. Not something I would do personally, but someone else would, and I would say go for it. So wow, that's a lot of people throwing in. Let me just pick that random. I'm gonna be blind. I'm like, oh, here. So we got, first of all, pot code glitch number 1. Send that one, pot code glitch, and I'm gonna just like scroll up and down again. I'm gonna close my eyes, scroll up and down. Boom, this one. Steven Nagel. I think Steven, you won before, right? You won. Yep, Steven Nagel, you won before. So I'll jot that down. I'll give you another NFT. Let me just scroll up and down. I'll be like, I'm blind. I'm scrolling up and down. Boom. All right, no, that's a wrong comment. That's people commenting. Boom. All right, we got David as well. So David with this address. So just to be clear, maybe there's a lot of Davids out there, but those are the draws for today. Anyways, guys, so I'm gonna put another link up for the Discord. So come on Discord, come on Telegram. So Telegram's not gonna be replaced. Discord's just new for more channels, more discussions, etc. Manage group, private. We're gonna have a lot more videos up this week too, by the way. So I'll try, guys. And by the way, we're gonna take a slight this week I'm going to take a break on Friday, so we're not going to do a Friday live stream. So the next live stream will actually be the same time, will be in a week's time on Monday. So yeah, we'll probably do a surprise stream throughout the week somehow, but I'll be busy on Friday. So yeah, just letting you guys know. I'll be busy on Friday. So yeah, it will be the next live stream the scheduled live stream would be on Monday. So let me schedule that in as well. By the way, guys, if you can smash up those likes, they really do help. And also tell me what projects you're in. I'll probably make a list of projects coming up soon. I'll be a little bit more open-minded. I've been, that phase change towards caution made me very, very close-minded. And I constantly need to remind myself to open my mind up to new things. I think that's almost kind of core in crypto. You gotta not just stick to one thing, because that doesn't work at all in crypto. So definitely be more open-minded. Tell me what projects you're in. I'll take a look as well. And then we'll see each other on Monday. Let me create the link here. Get shareable link. I'm also trying to rush the stream because I'm very hungry. So recently I just found out I've been gaining weight like crazy. Right, it's one of those things that, like, there's this ongoing joke. I think it was Leo that was telling. He was telling his weight is proportional to Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin goes up, his weight goes up too, and that's exactly what's happening to me. So yeah, so I've been gaining quite a lot of weight. So I started intermittent fasting. So I'm doing from 12 o'clock my time, which is in 10 minutes. So it's in 10 minutes my time. 12 to 8 is my current intermittent fasting window. So I can eat during that time, and then every other time I can't eat. So I am super hungry right now. So I skip up breakfast, then I do this live stream, then I eat, and then maybe I'll just look at farms for the rest of the day. I'll kind of see. I think I'm going to increase my position on Tomo. I think the calculation is still all right. At least for now, at least for this current funding rate. I mean, you gotta the problem with Tomo is, and this type of farming, is you gotta pay attention to the funding rate. If that goes up, you can start losing money. So it depends on how you protect your hedge at this current point. So that's it. Lazy Cat says, still in cream sushi, ETH BTC. Awesome. Yeah, same here. Pound that like button. Thank you, guys. We got Vodka Primary says 16.8 is a good plan. Yep, I'm just starting today, man. It's the first day. It's the most brutal day. I can feel like last night, my stomach was just rumbling. You can hear it. It's like, because I usually have a midnight snack. Like, the way it works right now, it's like, because the US markets are very active. So in Asia here, I'll stay up very late. So I've been staying up until 12, 1, and 2, and I eat snacks during that time. Now it's just like intermittent fasting, cutting down those snacks, and my stomach did not agree to that. It was like, yo, what's up, man? Yo, what's this? Why no food? But anyways, that's life. We got Litos65 says, been listening to your channel for a while, got lucky with the Uniswap airdrop. Congratulations, by the way. Now I'm addicted and trying to get more into crypto and do more research to find out about projects. That's awesome, man. That's a great way to start. It's an absolutely crazy time right now. I feel like a lot of projects are still starting out, and you can still create these positions right now where you have a hedged farm on Lua swap. I mean, that's crazy, right? So I feel like this is some of the best times here. We got Michael Liu says, don't invest in crypto while hungry. I think that's smart. We got Troy B saying, stakes and hedge. Hedge, I actually saw that as well. A few of my friends went into stakes and hedge. It's kind of crazy, but it seems interesting. Stakes and hedge. It's made by a hedge group. Let me actually see if the rewards are good. I'm just curious, by the way. I'm just curious right now to see if I made the better bet, or did it stakes better. Hedge. If I can spell. Why is there no hedge here? There. Hedge trade, not HGET. HGET I'll talk about sometime soon too. Hedge trade. Stakes finance is now available. Let's see, farms unlock wallet. And they need better art. They need better art. Okay, 1000% APY with stake ETH. That's very, very dangerous. So these pools would avoid link W. Okay. Yeah, it's not that much. It's uni ETH, ribeye, YFValue. Oh my god, this is making me so hungry. This is making me hungry. Pickle ETH might be good. If you guys are in pickle ETH is 1,000 something. Sushi ETH is not bad for 1,000 something. I mean, if you want to get exposure, if you're still exposed to sushi, it's good. But all the stable ones like DAI USDC, it's like 16%. Oh wait, no DAI. There's no percentage there, but DAI USDC, or maybe like yeah, USDC ETH is around 11%, so it's like super low rewards for that. So it really depends on which pool you get into. Like that's my logic. You know, you start off, you see all these high yields, and you're like, nope, not for me, not for me. I'll be something safe. Even hedge is okay, I guess. If you're exposed to hedge, I think that's okay. But yeah, so you have the rest of this here, which is great. So, anyways, cool, interesting, good to know. We got Jonathan Ring says, Michael, learned so much from you. Really happy to be in my first live stream. Oh, welcome. That's great. I mean, live streams are a bit longer. We can just have more fun, just talk a little bit more. But, you know, it's always a lot more fun, and it's very different. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, smash up those likes. We're going to be here next Monday. So yeah, just reminder, this Friday, no live stream. We also have a big reminder for not this one. So podcast, yeah, we need to do this more often. I made all these podcasts coming up, Spotify, iTunes, just search Bitcoin out of the box. And we also have newsletter as well, boxmoney.com/newsletter. It's been growing very well. We're going to have some more people to write on it, just being volunteers to start writing and producing content on the channel. So Box Money newsletter, sign up for that soon. We're going to very likely, probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to make it so it's a paid platform, and then we have paid contributors to come in. But for now, it's free, and if you sign up today, you will have the lock-in, so you will lock that in. So roughly, I think 2 or 3 weeks. We've been very consistently pushing out newsletters. I think we're on newsletter number 10 now. It's kind of crazy. We just basically talk about whatever's here. It's actually a lot of content on the newsletter, whether it's like the last week's one was the hack. 2 hacks really. So Andre's project, Eminence, EMN, KuCoin. We got the BitMEX situations here, and we got the updates and what's happening. So that's what's happening. That's kind of the take on the newsletter. It just summarizes everything. If you're not in crypto on a daily basis, if you want to just see what's the kind of the big picture, that's what to do. So newsletter, sign up for that. The easiest way is on boxmoney.com/news letter, and we're doing a lot more for that too. It's just, yeah, moving things forward. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. Oh, last thing to promote as well, semi-talk about. So one of my friends set up something called Rex Crypto. So this is for cryptocurrency news. If you're into the ultra degen stuff, if you are like into some crazy ass stuff, Rex Crypto News, that's something my friends are setting up, and it's just absolutely crazy insanity. I read it once in a while to figure out what's happening, but I just wanted to give a shout out. It's growing quite quickly as well. So anyways, that's pretty much it. Rex Crypto News. We got Hashanfa Jayawira, sorry for butchering your name. Any updates on the progress smoothie.finance? So I signed up for a beta. I haven't done much else there, but the beta is still up and running. I still need to find out what's happening. There are so many projects I want to keep up with and figure out what's happening, and that will be coming up soon. Gasman says, try fasting in combination of keto, lost 125 pounds. It's easy. Jesus, that's crazy. I would want to though. I would want to. I think it might happen. I'll stabilize my intermittent fasting, and then I might go into keto. I'll have to see. I have a bread this morning, so now you're kind of making me feel like, should I go into keto and skip on that bread? Nah, I'm gonna eat that bread because I'm hungry. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Nick Miles says, no gas keto is no alcohol, very sad. Exactly. Probably next week, because this week I'm gonna be drinking a bit, so it'll be fine. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today. We will see you guys very soon. By the way, thank you, Nick, for commenting as well. Love you, Nick. You guys are awesome. Best admins in the world. Angela as well, not to forget. Cryptogram, not to forget you as well. I've got Bernard Macarius, he's usually here. Bernard's not here today. Interesting. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching today. See you guys very soon. See you guys next Monday. Remember, no stream on Friday. All right. See you guys soon.